are signs, big as day, all over the airport that says bribing is illegal. Don't pay the bribe price. If someone offers you to help you, don't pay the bribe. Blessings, beloved. It's your sis Aisha Rahman. Welcome back to my channel. If it is your first time here, my name is Aisha Rahman. I am a library science and information technology student working on my master's degree specializing in libraries and archives, leaning a lot more towards the archive side these days. If you've been here for a while, you guys know that I went to Sierra Leone. Actually, I went to Ghana first, went to Sierra Leone with African Ancestry, got my citizenship, my passport, all that jazz. Most likely, I'm assuming that's how you found my channel. It so far has been all about Sierra Leone. I am, however, a library student, most likely going to work in the archives field because I do have a passion for genealogy and, of course, our African ancestry and our African American genealogy, our family history. So today's video is not going to be that long. I just want to do kind of like a monthly wrap up from October. And I want to say congratulations to all of you guys that are getting ready to head out to Sierra Leone. I'm super, super excited for you. I think you have like less than a week left. You have a couple of days is my understanding for this upcoming trip to Sierra Leone. I'm so excited for you guys. So I do have a video where I said the things that I wish I knew about Sierra Leone and some of the takeaways. And I'm not sure if this is in that video, but one of the things that I remembered that I forgot to mention if I did not mention is when you return to whatever country, I'm assuming the US, but some of us on our trip were from London, people came from wherever. So wherever you're coming from, when you return back to your country that you're in now, I don't like to say your home country anymore because Sierra Leone is gonna be your new home. So when you return to your country, I don't even want to say your country of origin. When you go back to wherever it is you're now, I'm telling you, this trip is going to change your life. You're gonna feel so many different emotions. You're gonna feel, I promise you, Sierra Leone feels like home. You're gonna really feel like it's home. You're gonna call Sierra Leone home. So I say when I go back to the States or when I'm back in the US or whatever. So when you get back to wherever it is you're at now, when you're on your way back from Sierra Leone, you have to, they weigh your carry-on. And I totally completely forgot about this. I don't know how I forgot about it because in the US, we don't weigh our carry-ons. You have 1 or 2 free carry-ons. And so when you're returning to wherever you're coming from, when you're at Lungi Airport and you're returning back, excuse me, they weigh your carry-on. And your carry-on can be like a backpack or something. It has to be a certain size, which we know, but they weigh it. And if it's overweight, I think you have to pay. I tried to look it up and see how much that weight is or what size that bag is or how much the excess is. I really don't remember. And how do I say this? Don't pay for a bribe. You'll see signs that say no bribes allowed. I'm not going to say that people are not going to, that work at the airport are not going to try and tell you, oh, hey, I'm going to help you. Pay me this. All I'm saying is don't pay for the bribes. There are signs, big as day, all over the airport that says bribing is illegal. Don't pay the bribe price. If someone offers you to help you, don't pay the bribe price. So if you look up, if you're facing the counters where you're doing your luggage and all that, if you look upstairs to your right, there's people. They're watching everything that's going on. That's all I'm gonna say. So I just wanted to make sure that I let you guys know that is they're gonna weigh your carry-on. That was the most frustrating part of my trip is because I was not aware that they were gonna have to weigh my carry-on. So I'm taking stuff out of one bag, putting it in another bag. It was a whole hassle. I was literally in tears dealing with this carry-on luggage thing because I was just like, just let me on the plane, please. Like, is this gonna hold up the plane? Am I gonna miss the plane? It was a mess. Airports are stressful anyways. I don't do very well with stress. It was a mess. But yeah, I just wanted to say congratulations to everyone that's going, and prepare that your carry-on on your return is going to be weighed, and there might be a fee that you have to be prepared to pay. I think like $200 for a backpack that might be overweight is what I was told I was gonna have to pay if I did not get a solution to my carry-on. Luckily, my guy Diallo is with me and he solved that problem for me. It's really good to have a guide. It's very hard, I would say, to go to Sierra Leone and travel for the first time if you don't know somebody. If you don't know somebody who knows somebody, it's gonna be hard. So I'm so grateful to have travel with African Ancestry and having Diallo as my guide. So if you run into any hiccups, if you run into any problems, ask your guide. Your guide is there to help you in so many different ways. If you're going with Dynas Amir, ask him to help you because he's been there several times, every year, several times a year. We went in, what was it, April? He's going back now in November. He's been there at least twice a year for many years. Ask your guide for help. That's what they're there for. They got you. They got your back. I promise you. They will help you figure it out. And they know people. They know people that work at the airport. They know people. And that is one major benefit that you need to make sure you take advantage of. Okay, so with that being said, I have a new series coming up for you guys. I haven't made a lot of videos recently because I was a little confused about what should my next videos be about. My channel is not all about Sierra Leone, although I am Sierra Leonean. I do a lot of research on Sierra Leone. My channel is not going to be specifically about Sierra Leone. It's really just about us reconnecting to our history and our ancestry as Africans in the diaspora. So I'm going to have a new series coming out sharing all of my genealogy resources and my favorite tools, what websites I use, what databases I use, what books I read. Recently, I've had a couple people reach out to me on social media asking for help with their Sierra Leone family history. I can't really help with that yet because I'm still learning it myself. I am going to include in this new series the resources that I'm using to learn it. I have found that the British Library has tons of resources, as we know, or as I'm hoping that you guys know, the Sierra Leone National Archives is working on digitizing their collection. There's hundreds of thousands of records that have not been digitized, but there are hundreds of thousands that have been digitized. So if you follow me on Twitter, or if you follow me on Instagram, I share kind of throughout the week what I'm doing, what I'm reading, what I'm working on. So I'm gonna have a new series that's going to be based on that. The resources that I have, the resources that I found, how to use them, where you can look for different things at, as well as it's been a suggestion people are asking about interviewing your family members, getting information. So really just gathering information is gonna be a lot about what my channel is about. Gathering information, organizing your information, preserving your information, whether that be audio, video, photos, oral history. That's a lot of what this channel is going to be about, which is why I know for certain that I'm most likely leaning towards being an archivist and not so much as a librarian. But you have librarians that work in archives and you have archivists that work in libraries. So I also wanted to mention, if you guys have not seen the Clotilda documentary, it's an amazing documentary. It's a little bit over an hour and a half, like hour 45 minutes. It's on Netflix. Go and watch it. It's amazing. It's basically about an illegal ship that had enslaved people. It was kind of like a bet, like, hey, I can go and get these people from Africa even though it's illegal. It's crazy. It's a crazy story. Highly recommend it. It is one of my personal goals. One of the things that I am researching is, how did my family get here from Sierra Leone? What is the name of that ship? Who were the owners of that ship? So if you guys have followed me on Instagram, I know on my other side of my family that they were owned by Georgetown University, and Georgetown University has a log of those that they sold, which they were sold from Georgetown to New Orleans, or sold from Georgetown to Maryland. Their names are there, but I'm kind of stuck between I know how they got from Georgetown to New Orleans or Georgetown to Maryland, but where were they before that? What was the plantation that they were on? it's basically, you know, following all these transactions. And what I've learned is you got to look at your colonizing ancestors. You have to look at those that enslaved us. You got to look at their records. You have to look at their property, their land holdings. So yeah, that's a big part of it. And you'll find that and you'll learn that, especially with the documentary of the Clotilda, is that's a big part of the puzzle. And that, I believe, is the puzzle that a lot of us are missing, is they have records that they're sitting on. They have records that they're not sharing. So there are ways that you can reach out. I'm gonna be sharing that also in my upcoming series. But that's pretty much it, guys. There's a lot that I'm just trying to organize in my head and get ready for this new series for you guys. I'm just really excited. But I really just wanted to jump on and say congratulations to everybody that's headed to Sierra Leone. Also, when those of you who get back, if you want, if you're interested, I want to sit down with a couple of people and interview guys for my channel and see what was your experience like. What did you learn? What was your experience like? What did it all mean to you? So I know for me, I was under the assumption that my experience was a similar experience that others that were having in my group. Not so much. I thought we're all in a group here. We're all together. We're all experiencing this amazing thing. But when I got home, just talking to some people, their experience, it wasn't that their experience was bad, but their experience was very different. And I think a lot of that just has to do with your intention. So know your intention when you go and visit. I would say, for me, I didn't have any expectations. I knew that I was there to learn and to grow and to experience it and just to be present. I didn't have any expectations, and maybe that's why my trip was amazing. I don't know, but I would say check your intentions and really be clear and know, what are you going for? What do you hope to achieve? What do you hope to learn? Is this the beginning of closure for you? Is this a part of a healing journey? Is it about self-awareness? Kind of be mindful of that when you go, because with that energy that you're taking with you, it's going to affect your trip. It's definitely going to affect your trip. And I think that because of whatever vibe or energy that I brought and intention that I brought with me to my trip, I had an amazing time. And I'm going to be excited to go back. So my plan is to go back in, what is it? It's 2022 now. In 2023, sometime maybe in the spring, in April or May, I do plan to take another trip to Sierra Leone. All right, guys, that's good. Let's have a blessed day.